How are you guys doing? Welcome to this program today. This is one in a lot of programs that we're going to be having on issues like this. If you go on Worship Media, if you go on our channel, you're going to see a playlist. There's a playlist actually on our channel which deals with stuff like this. Okay, you go on our channel, you see this. By the way, I want to welcome you if you've been with us for a long time and you backslid. It's okay, I understand. You were with us, then after some time, we not can see you again. It's okay, we forgive you. Go and sin no more. So if you backslid, you're welcome back. It's good to have you. I missed you. I hope you missed us. If you're reaching our station for the very first time, I still welcome you. Please make sure you subscribe if you've not subscribed. And while you're at it, while you're subscribing, hit the notification bell so that you get a notification whenever we come live. All right. One last thing I need you to do is to make sure that you leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up. Those things make us visible online. Okay. When you don't give us thumbs up or do things like that, then the YouTube algorithm. Don't ask me what is YouTube algorithm. It's one big word for the did I see that algorithm? I'm going to ask him some questions. But the YouTube algorithm is not going to pick it's not going to pick our content if you don't leave us those if you don't do those things I'm telling you about. But anyway, we'll put this with other videos in our playlist where we are talking about families and couples and what is going on there. Now, these days it's just been a roller coaster of one incident after another incident after another incident. I'm telling you, it has gotten me very, very worried. Very, 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 very worried. I don't know about you. We live in a society where the way things have been moving, everything has become disposable. Everything has become disposable, including marriage. I'm telling you, marriage has become something that you pick today, you drop tomorrow. And please, this is a very, very uncomfortable topic to speak about. And I don't want you to come here with any kind of judgment. I don't want you to come here feeling judgmental. I'm looking for the right word. Don't feel like this is about you. No. I want you to come and listen to me with an open mind. I'm not saying this from a position where I am comfortable and I understand what is going on. I am speaking out of a position of concern that we've come to a point where we have to ask ourselves, what is going on? What is going on? Is marriage still important? Is it still necessary? Or has it become like fast food? Is this something that we can just get up, do today, tomorrow we dump it? I guess you see, we are thank you. Oh wow, Coco Mama is here. Thank you. Hadija Rasidat, thank you. And Worship Media is asking for my boss is asking for more volume. I told you to buy me a new microphone. You refused. This one, I will report you live. I said, buy me new microphone. You giving me structural modification reasons why. No, actually it's the other way around. You wanted to buy a microphone, and I was like, wait. I think you should go ahead and buy that microphone. So now you have a public approval. Buy the microphone so that the sound will start being right. Anyways, so Yesterday, Coco Mama is here. I'm glad to have her on our show. I had an interview with Coco Mama, and it was really because of the issue, the family issue that I saw that she was dealing with, that made me reconnect with her, and we had that show. But prior to that show, a lot there was a day, it happened like a couple of weeks ago, where a friend of ours, I, I know I should have taken I should have gotten his permission to say what I'm going to say right now. But it's okay. I don't have to mention them. But a relative of mine, someone that is very, very close to me, had to deal with the issue. Guys, give me 1 second. There's something I need to turn off. It's the heater is so hot here, and I need to. It's kind of it's hot and it's cold at the same time. But let me manage with only this one. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that small interlude. So, a relative of mine is dealing with the issue of divorce, and we had to be in the middle of it, and we had to help him through the process. It's still an ongoing thing, and everything that is associated with it is not something palatable. It's not something good. It's not an experience you wish anybody. But sometimes it's something that you have to do. And this is somebody from our own side who is having to be served a divorce notice, and he has to. He gave his approval. We looked at it and we said, you know what? We think it's the only option, is the right option for now. So I am on the receiving end in this issue, just to let you understand. And he was served the paper. He got his lawyer, and they are now, the two lawyers are sitting down to work out the divorce thing, and it's a very painful period for everybody involved, including our family on the other side. But after that period, I and my wife, we called her. We said, "Come on, what's happening?" So we just did. It was like a game. We said, "Let's play this game." Oh, no, 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 no. When he was having issues with his wife on one night, I had to call a friend of ours to say, "Go check up on him. There's something that is going on there. We want to make sure that everybody's okay." And then after that, I was now teasing him. I was teasing. He said something, and I was teasing him. I said, um, make this woman just behave like this now. She get locked saying, this guy. If to say, you for sure." Little did I know that this person I was talking to already divorced with his wife. And I didn't know. I didn't know this. I'm telling you. And he thought that we knew. And that's why we were talking to him the way we were talking to him and teasing him. But we didn't know. And the shock that we got. Sorry, let me fix this. The shock that we got from that interaction made us say, "Oh my God, there is something happening that we need to fix." Guys, please give me 1 second. Just 1 second. I don't know what I'm battling with something here. And so I'm just gonna put this music, and please, I'll be back. Let me fix something, please. Okay, sorry, my camera was gonna go off. I don't know why. Anyways, so he thought that we knew, but we didn't know. And that was a big shock. Not just that we didn't know, this had taken place like 5 years ago. And so we were shocked, and we apologized to him. Immediately after that call, we called another friend of ours and we said, "Come on, how about this person?" He said, didn't you know? I mean, my wife was like, "No, what?" I said, "No, their marriage packed up now. It's long ago." Like, really? I said, "Please, you need to give us this person's number." They give us the person's number. We'll call the person. And after talking with them, we were now very scared. But to cut the long story short, we made a call to about 5 people that day. And these were people who were, the reason why we made these calls was because we had started seeing a little bit of crack in their relationship. But I can tell you that all of those people we called, we found out that they all had a breakup. They had all divorced. Honestly, it made my tummy turn. And I realized that, oh my God, this has become a huge phenomenon that so many people are not even talking about. So many people don't care about it. And it is something that is very, very painful to me. It's very painful because this is not who we are. Do you understand? It's not who we are. We have to really find out what is going on. It is happening in our communities and people are not talking. It's not everybody that is bold to come out and talk about it. But even the people who are bold enough to talk about it, the way we are going about it is not right. It is not right. You don't want to see, let me tell you something. When it's an issue between husband and wife, you want to be very, very careful. Very, very careful about the advice that you give. And whichever side you are, you got to be very, 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 very careful. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate person that loses is the children. There are some cases where there is a legitimate reason for that divorce to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. In fact, that is the best thing for both parties. And there are cases where that is not the ultimate thing, and you have to push to make it happen. And there are some cases where if the ultimate decision, the ultimate solution rather, is that there is a divorce, and you, for some reason of maybe you want to be spiritual, you want to be whatever, or you want to be politically correct, or you want to save the prestige or whatever of your family, you advise the people wrongly, and sometimes you advise the woman to stay in the relationship, or the man, as the case may be. Sometimes it leads to death. Yes, most of the people that you saw that died in a relationship will tell you that at a point in time, they were fed up, they wanted to leave, but a friend told them to go back. But a pastor told them to go back. But their family said no, it would be a disgrace to the family before they were killed. I'm not telling you that somebody told me, a friend of my wife, the same thing happened. She called and she was telling my wife that, look, oh, this is how I am feeling. But you see, family is saying this, family, and I don't want to disappoint my family. The next thing we knew, this lady was dead in London, dead, killed by her spouse. We have seen cases where the man calls his family and says, look, I'm not comfortable with this woman. I'm not comfortable. Look at the things I'm seeing. Look at the things I'm seeing. The next thing, bam, the man is dead, poisoned by the wife, because the family advised him, no, 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 it's not good, or it's not good. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that it's not in all cases that you can just say, no, don't divorce. So today, I'm going to expect people to call in. That's what we're going to do. We're starting, we think it's about time. I and my wife, we've done talks. We go and check it, because I know what some people would think. This is something we've been wanting to do. We did a little bit of it and we stopped. But this is the best time to continue. So we're going to do this series. We're going to do it leading to Valentine, because this is the time when people think about love and relationship. So we're going to take advantage of this period and do a lot of this series and talk about love, talk about relationships, talk about before you say I do, talk about what causes stress in a marriage. I can tell you this because it is a field that I know about, not just because I live it, by virtue of the fact that I'm married, right? But because I'm also a minister and I am a counselor also. So when I talk, I don't talk based on what I assume works, is what I know worked or what I think has the chance of working. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just uh, talk a little bit about what I think causes these stresses in marriages, or why people get divorced now, and then we will also allow you to call in. I mainly, because today we're not just going to blame. We are going to offer solutions, and one person they know everything. I'm just going to say the one I know, and I'm going to expect you to call in and talk and advise. Okay, let me advise you what we do in this channel. We try as much as possible to be civilized. We try as much as possible not to defame people's character. Just be matured. Say what you want to say. Just make your point. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to expect you to call in. Help me also take this video, share it out, so that people will be able to also partake in this. It's happening in our society. Just look at, a lot of us don't even belong to something like your village association, where you are, your town union, where you're living. All you just do is just eat burger and just go about your business. But if you're a community person, if you belong to your community, look around. Before this was happening far away. Do you understand? That's why I'm talking like this. Before, it was happening far away, but now it's in our doorstep. It's happening. See, I'm not saying this to shame anybody. That's not me. I'm not saying this to point fingers. My parents were divorced. They were not divorced like divorce, you know it now. They were separated. Those days, it was not defined. Now the parents quarrel, and then things happen. Then they start living differently, but they don't formalize it. So my parents live like that. At the time, I had to live with my father. My father was John Wayne. We lived in Onitsha. Those of you who know me, from when I was calculating it with my wife Erica the other day, I realized that it was about 3 years. I was about 3 years when my mom said, "Look, you have to go live with your father." And so we left to go. I left to go live with my father. Was a teacher then. We went to live in Nsoka, one village in Nsoka. It was a village where he was a teacher. In that village there, that's where I went to live with him. So we moved from a place where there was light, but my mother said, "Listen, I need you to go live with your father." And I was crying. I didn't know. I said, "No." I said, "No, no, 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 no. I need you to live with him because your father is a very intelligent man. If you live with him, you will become intelligent, and you will turn around and be able to help your little ones in case anything happens to me. I'm thinking about the future." And you become a very responsible person. You will learn street life. You become a strong person. And so my mother left me to go with my father. She was living in a more comfortable environment. She was living in a school environment. In the school quarters, there was light, there was water, but she let me go with my father to go and live in a village school where there was no light, there was no water. This is the kind of school where you fetch firewood. On Fridays, everybody will fetch firewood for the teachers. Then we'll bring corn for the teachers. When it's time to do handwork, you do broom and broom and basket. Then you bring it to school, and the teacher just shared like that. I'm trying to paint a picture for you from Soka town, where there was light, and I had to go live in the village with my dad. The village where you don't see a car. Once on the market day, that's when the cars come to take people to the city and bring them back. The highest form of transportation was bicycle. How did I even get to that? I'm trying to tell you that I'm somebody who experienced a broken home. Now, imagine living like that. When I tell you that my father is a John Wayne, my father is a John Wayne. John Wayne. You new people, when I say John Wayne, you don't even know what I. My father was as tough as it gets. My father was a very intelligent, smart man, very, very sound, very good with English, mathematics, geography. It was just a very brilliant, intelligent man. But he was very promiscuous. My father was very, very promiscuous. And my father, he it's, it's funny because all these qualities, it was an enigma. It's something that makes me just like him. So sometimes when you see those elements in me, I don't know. My father was just very, very. It was just an enigma. You want to see him when he's having problems with people. A man can give you trouble. Like when you find his trouble, he can drag you to places you will not believe. But let me move away from my father. From there, we went to Onisha. I lived with him on Onisha. Sometimes the landlord would kick us out of the house. I'll have to sleep. There was a day we slept outside, standing up because the landlord had kicked us outside, and we kept our mattress outside, and the rain was falling, so there was nothing, no cover. So we had to come and stay by the side of the house, where you have that cover. That was my story. When did I even finally find a kitchen? When I had to live in a house where we had independent kitchen, was down the road. When we finally lived in Enu Onitsha, by then I was like 6 years. Yes. No, not 6 years. I was like about to enter secondary school. So that was like in my ninth year. Ninth year. That was when we finally eighth, ninth year. That was when we finally moved into a house where there was a kitchen in Tasia Road in Onitsha, just uh, beside Katia Velino's house. This is Katia Velino's house, and this was my house. So now you understand how far back I go with Katia Velino. We're very, very small children, neighborhood children. Okay? All that experience exposed me to hard life. Hard life. Now, why I laid this background is when I start talking about a broken home and how it affects children, I want you to know that I am a product of one. But these two parents loved me like crazy. Every one of them poured into me everything that they were. When it came to me, when it came to the children, they did not joke with us. But they had their differences, they had a quarrel that they couldn't manage. But they loved the hell out of me. My mother impacted me with compassion, with love, with gentleness that you cannot explain. My mother just oozed gentleness. You would do the worst thing to my mother, and my mother will come back with a gift to apologize to you. And you will be the one that will start crying. Be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Say, what else do you want me to do? For us to have peace, I'm apologizing that you are angry because of the state of things. She finds a way to twist. She says, I am apologizing that whatever happened between us will make you hate me the way you hate me. So I apologize. And people used to break down, cry, and that left something in me. So let's fast forward to right now. What is it that is causing all this divorce every day? Coming out of a broken home. I don't want to ever see a broken home. I don't want it. I never saw my father and my mother holding each other, kissing and hugging and doing mischievous, playful things. No, never for one day. I never. If I ever saw my father holding somebody, it was another woman she was not married. Yes. I told you my father was John Wayne. I'm telling you, I saw that. I saw things at a very, very early age. Okay, my eyes were open because of the situation that we had in the family. These days, I'm going to run through some of the reasons that I think there's a very high incidence of divorce in our communities. Number one is inexperience. Inexperience. I'm telling you, inexperience. Marriage is not for children. At all, marriage is not for children. Marriage is for matured minds, matured people. Small pikin no dey marry. That's why in our tradition, you see, that's why you have to be, if you're somebody who loves tradition, if you're somebody who understands the ways of your people, it helps you in life. Don't discount it. Don't discontinue it. Don't throw it away. Always fall back to the ways of your people. Understand your roots, understand where you're coming from. In our culture, in our tradition, the man is not matured enough to go and marry a wife. You're still small. It doesn't matter how old you are. In the eyes of your family, marriage is so complicated that you are too small to handle it. So what do? It is your uncle, it is your family that goes and marries the wife for you. They escort you to go and marry the wife. That's what your people do for you because of the importance they attach to marrying. But a lot of people, they just jump into marriage because somebody did it, because you think, oh, I'm wasting time. Sometimes it is better that you spend all that extra time and marry right than you just jump into it when you're not ready. So inexperience is one of the causes of marriages breaking up. Here in Canada, they did a little research and they discovered that number one cause of divorce, number one cause of marriages breaking is money, finance, money. People don't realize that money is a spirit. Money is a spirit on its own, wild, crazy spirit. If you do not tame money, if you do not subject money to total control in your home, it will wreck your home. I'm telling you, money will wreck your home before you can say Jack Robinson. A situation where all of you start very well. In most cases, it's the man that is doing, traditionally, but not that it is what is obtainable now. From the olden days, the man is supposed to be the one that works and then has money and then goes and marries the wife. In our traditional setting, today, of course, because of inclusion, there are so many things that are accepted as marriage. And I don't have anything against that. I respect everybody's decisions as to how they want to live their life. But I'm just making reference to our traditional way of doing things. So maybe the man was doing okay. Now the man comes into the marriage, something happens, the woman starts making more money than the man. Because even if the woman has the ability to make more money, if she is going to be and play her role in the family, you find out that the woman will have to do a lot on the side of making a home. That's why I praise women who are professionals. Women who have sometimes I just sit back and I watch my wife and I'm like, wow, now you sabi, say, what am I even? I can't even do this. I can't even think of if anything should happen to you. What am I going to do? Because women are able to multitask, do their professional thing, cook the food, do everything, take care of the children, plan, and even take care of you, the man, as a baby. And they still do all that. And are able to still compete in a world where they are a world that is already over saturated by men, as it were. So back to what I was trying to describe. The woman will have to, in taking care of the house, bearing children, and all of that, it could affect her ability to make money. And if at the time when she's done with all of this, or she has more time and she actually begins to make more money, she happens to make more money than the man, right there, if you do not handle it, it's going to be a very big problem. I know of a time when I didn't have a job when we came to this Canada newly. I didn't have Erica was working in an architectural firm. I was working with a construction company. And then I wasn't liking what was going on there. It was so hard, it was stressful, and all of these things. I, in fact, started having clinical depression. And then I lost the job. When I lost, oh no, no, that was before I started with construction people. I went to work with a kitchen making company. When I lost that job, Erica was still going to work. So I would sit at home looking for jobs on the computer, and Erica will leave in the morning, go to work, and come back. And remember, she's the one that will have to cook. And so, can you imagine when she has to go and I'll have to, when she's coming back, I have to try to do something to get some food ready for her. But of course, now she's the one that really does the cooking. Maybe I'm just bringing it to warm so that it's not like she comes back and she has to do the cooking again. But she does the cooking. She already cooked the food. Maybe just bring it out and warm it in the microwave. But you, the man, just sitting at home and seeing your wife go and come back, there's something it does to the man. And if you don't understand it and manage it very well, it can lead to frustration, it can lead to anger, it can lead to some outbursts that will now lead to something else. So, money is something you need to watch very well. There are times when it could be that one family is having one need, having more needs than the other family. And if you're not careful, you could begin to think that, oh, why is it always coming from this side? Why is it always your people that are demanding money? Why? But if you two of you are patient enough, you will see that everything finally works out. It's no longer your husband's family. It is you people. It's two of you family. If the need is coming from the wife's side, it is coming to you as a family. If the need is coming from the husband, it's coming to both of you. It's not like it's coming from your side. It's coming from your side. Because guess what? Sometimes this needs coming from this side could be coming in hundreds. When there's a need from this side, it comes in thousands. And trying to sort one need could cover all the other needs you've been solving on this other side. So nobody, or you cannot say because problem is always coming from this side, let me go and create a problem on this side so that we too will have to send money to that side. No, you're not God. You don't know why God allows things to happen the way it happens. So money is something you need to be careful about. Infidelity. That's the one that sometimes I used to tell my wife, maybe I'm a Jew man, or maybe I need to go do something. Because the rate at which people practice infidelity, the rate at which people become disloyal to each other, to their spouses, it is alarming. And with every day, our morals continue to drop. Our morals continue to drop every day. It's no longer a big deal. And the worst is that the people who have become our role models, they don't make it any easier. They don't make it any easier at all. The musicians that you love their music. Let me take for instance, look at something like Nigeria right now. All the musicians that we love their music, they are trending. They are making waves all over the world. So we are clapping for them. We are happy for the way. Look at Afrobeat musicians, for instance. They've taken Afrobeat to a different level. We are happy with what we're seeing them do. But then again, you look at their lifestyle. I'm not judging. But when you see what they do, you look at Wizkid, you look at Davido, you look at most of them, they don't have a family. So they just live life like, I can sleep with this woman today, I can sleep with another person tomorrow. It really doesn't matter, I can do all of those. So when you begin to copy somebody, before you know it, you begin to copy the different things that they do. So by the time people see that, oh, this person, and these people are accepted in the society, they are praised for what they do in the community. Nobody says, oh, what they do is bad. So you find out that whatever generation that these people appeals to tends to have less value for those things that they are supposed to have more value for. And so they want to copy these musicians to the point where somebody like Zazu, this one that is reigning now, will come and make videos and say, see the takeaway that they brought for me. And he's showing ladies that he slept with in the night. And it's generally accepted. So I think all those kind of things, because those ones are out there, they are the ones that are making waves all over the place. So they are right in the front of people's eyes, right in the front of the younger generation, right before them. So that is the thing that they are seeing as the way to go. So they have less value for those traditional institutions of marriage. And so having another affair, being with one woman, and having an affair with two or three women is not a big deal. You as a woman being with a man and having affairs with other people is not a big deal, because after all, this person does it and that person does it. So infidelity is one thing that shatters marriages and brings about divorce. If a woman loves you and finds out that you cheated on her, I know people can forgive and forget to and continue, but it's never the same thing. I don't let it happen. It's very, 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 very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. So watch out for infidelity. Now, falling out of love is another one. And remember the number to call. In fact, anytime anybody calls, I might pause and because I don't want to be the one talking all the time. So if anybody Um, if anybody wants to call at any time, you can call. And the link I put there is a StreamYard link. So if you want to come on air, you can go ahead, click on that link, and come on air. And then I'll let you talk. But what I was saying is that infidelity, not being faithful, is one of the greatest things that leads to a divorce. Imagine this fertility, not fertility test, what do they call them, this um, DNA test, paternity test that is going on these days. Families are just separating because of it. In fact, that's an instant reason to have a divorce. You've been living for someone, you had kids, the kids are even in the university, then you go and do a paternity test, you realize that the, the father is not the father of the child. Do you understand? That is crazy. That is very, very crazy. The man doesn't want to do it anymore once he sees that kind of a thing. So infidelity is one thing to look out for that is causing all these breakages in our community. Falling out of love. Um, falling out of love is something that a lot of people don't know that it is possible. And that's why when we tell you that marriage is not just about love, okay, marriage is not about love. It's marriage is actually 20% love and 80% commitment. And I kid you not, it's 20% love and 80% commitment. You say, Chidi, what do you mean? I'll tell you. Because if you're married, if the only reason why you're marrying someone is because, oh, I love them, I am so in love with them. See, that love, which initially is like infatuation, because that time your love has not been challenged. Your love is going to have to be passed through fire. And then when it comes out of the other side, if it survives that fire, it will become beautiful. But are you willing to stay? You know, remember that song that says, um, um, can you stand the rain? You know that song? That's what it's talking about. It says tough times will come, but are you going to stand all those tough times? Hmm. when people fall in love initially, when they now begin to live together, do you know that even living together before marriage is different from living together inside marriage? So some people don't realize it. It's after it has happened and they begin to say, oh, is that really what happened? Yes. Yes. But we dated 1 year, 2 years. It's still not enough to know about the person. Because what you saw was the person before they became married. Now, when they become married, there were no kids when you people were dating. Now there are kids. So how would you have known how they will behave when there is a child? Even if the person had a child before they married, that was not your own child. You were not there when the child was born. But now, you now need to begin to study this person and learn this person in the presence of a new baby crying in the night. So that is when it's no longer love. It is your commitment to make this thing work. We need to see how you handle the relationship when there is no money. You had a good job, things were rosy, but now you've lost your job. She too doesn't have a job. I'm not like feminine people will say, oh, this guy, why are you like this? Talking about men, you're a men chauvinist. No, I'm not a male chauvinist. It's because I'm a man. I'm talking from a man's perspective. It would be nice to also see a woman's perspective in these things. But you have to just realize that love is not enough. It's not enough. People can fall in love today and fall out of love tomorrow. And yes, in a marriage, there comes a time when it is not love. Love will bring you guys together, but it's not love that will sustain your marriage. What will sustain your marriage is your commitment to whatever happens. You have to, and it's contradictory. I know we say, oh, this marriage, there's no window, there's no door, we are stuck in it forever. It doesn't really work that way. I'm not going to say that that's what it should be. You actually plan for the worst, but you hope for the best. That's what happens in marriage. You make up your mind, I'm going to give it my best. That's the most important thing. And if it works out that your best did not carry you people far, so be it. But don't count on love to see you all the way, because our love will be challenged. You have to build a tough skin. You have to have some lines. You have to have some milestones. Say, you know what, this, no matter what happens, you have to already decide that. Sign a commitment between you, your God, your life, your wife, your husband, before you go into it. That way, when you're in the marriage and things keep coming up, you flip back to that commitment you made to yourself. I already told myself that if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. If that happens, this is what I'm going to do. Lack of compatibility. I read this somewhere and it says, they say that like opposites attract. Yes, initially. But down the road, when storms of life, when so many things batter two of you, and you actually show your true color, opposite not they work for that time. I'm telling you, that's when you guys need some level of compatibility. When you realize that every single thing, you guys can never agree on one thing. You argue when there's a football match, you take opposite sides. When they say when you like jazz, the other person likes rock. You like a red card, the other person likes a yellow card. Small things like that too. Very tiny things. If you cannot find compatibility, divorce is waiting for both of you. Very simple thing as just tiny arguments just break up. You have to be very, very careful with such things. You have to learn some of them. Don't ignore. Don't say this is who I am. No, you have to be willing to compromise. That's another word you have to realize. Marriage is about compromise. You have to compromise. You have to let go. You have to meet each other in the middle. Because for you to do certain things, you have to let go of some things. Remember, I know this is a topic that's very sensitive, but please don't feel shy to call, because I like to hear other people's opinions. Because sometimes I'm saying it the wrong way, but you might have something that will help somebody out there. I can assure you that what we're doing, will really, really help a lot of people out there. Another thing that leads to divorce is domestic abuse. Domestic abuse. And when you hear abuse, abuse is not only when you 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 beat someone, you abuse them. It's by sometimes what you say to them. It's by the non-verbal actions that we see you do. You walk with your wife into a public space. You just get up and leave her there without telling her where you're going. You didn't say anything, but we will see that you don't have any regard for the woman. We will see it. Your husband walks into a place, uh, somebody says there's a difference between compatibility and suitability. Alpha Vic, please kindly explain to us what you mean by that. Those things, the domestic abuse, it starts small, 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 small. You're with your friends. Somebody makes a derogatory statement about your wife. You don't even react. You don't say anything. Somebody does something that hurts your wife. You can't take sides with her. See, look me in the eyes. You cannot win any arguments with my wife where I am. You can't. You can't win an argument with me against my wife. You can't. So let me just tell you ahead of time. You just leave. See, let us talk any other thing. Let's be diplomatic. When it comes to my wife, you will lose the case before you even start. Leave it like that for me. That's a choice I've taken. This is one of the commitments I'm willing to make. So we're a team. We're on the same side. We win together. We sometimes if we have to lie to, we do it. You see, you have to deliberately say it. If you don't say it, if you don't practice it, if you don't know it ahead of time, you can't do it. Oh, you can't do it. Like, because I know I'm on the same team with my wife, when she's making a mistake, it's contrary to what I'm teaching other people, but that is what will save my marriage. So she's in public and there's an argument. What do you want me to say? You want me to come and say, Erica, you're wrong. You're wrong, gay. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. In the public, I'll say it to her. Then I'll turn around, then come home and sleep well and eat what? No. Is it worth it? Why not tell the other man, it's enough now. It's okay. It's okay. See, I didn't tell her she's wrong. It's okay. See, I'll just stop now. I have heard you. It's okay. Baby, let's go. Then when you are outside people's view, I say, baby, but yeah, I think you are wrong. Go. Then you can say why. Then we'll have that argument, even if we have to park the car and argue before we get home. That is better. You just saved her from embarrassment. But you cannot come to that public when everybody will come and agree. That is suicide that you're committing. Don't do it. This one is free advice. Don't do it. You have to protect your wife. And the problem is that some of you women, you don't want to be protected. You read a lot of feminist books and now you think, I'm a man. Yes, what a woman can do, a man cannot. What a man can do, a woman can do better. Not be so. Be so. I mean, remember again, let me put this disclaimer. I do not have any prejudice over how you want to live your life, sexual orientation, whatever. When I talk like this, I talk from my own perspective, from what I believe, from what I practice. So you are entitled to your own, I'm entitled to my own. In my life, in my reality, a woman is something that a man should care for. It doesn't matter how powerful a woman is, it is still the job of the man. Sometimes that powerful that the woman is that she is a queen. Look at the Queen of England. The Queen of England is powerful now, but you have to treat her like a queen, and then she will pour her blessings on you. Look, if you know where to wine a woman, she will pour for you. You don't get it. It's not for you to begin to fight over it. And you, that is the woman, there are things that you treat your man. There's a way you treat your man in public. This man will carry you so high, you'll be begging to be dropped. So Alpha says compatibility can be you both like football, going out, travel, etc. Marriage is more than that. People are expected to change with time, hence likely to fall out of certain similar interests. Okay, good. I understand. I understand. So you're saying that um, when people yeah, let me go back to that your statement, because what you have said is that compatibility and suitability. Okay, okay. So you say that compatibility is when going out and all of that, but you may not be suitable for each other. Yes. Somebody said there is nothing like domestic abuse. So when you say there's nothing like domestic abuse, what do you have, please? What do you have? Let me understand. And Bisola, I see you, Bisola Johnson. Thank you for being in our show today. It's good to see you. Uh, so Collins Agunenye, you said there is nothing like domestic abuse. Can you explain further? And Alpha still says that compatible, able to exist or occur together without conflict, suitable, right, or appropriate for a particular person, purpose, or situation. You hit the nail on the head. There, that is it. And it is suitability that happens. All right, this guy, are you a guy, Alpha Vic? Okay. You got it. Let me pin it up. It is suitability that happens in those your early days of Abi, am I mixing it up? But just know that those things that you're able to do, like you go and learn how to toast a girl. You know, some people go and actually spend time to learn, or they have it now. They have the pickup lines. Shebi, during our own time, they didn't even have it. What we used to go and read Mills and Boom and James Hadley Chase to learn the lines. But you see, somebody can go and package themselves with these lines and come and blow it for you, and you fall for it. You have to be careful. That's not how it works. Because yes, you may win the person initially, but is that enough to sustain all of you? A compatible person, you focus more on external similarities such as hobbies, friends, and interests. Just because you both can laugh together does not make them a stable spouse for you. Well said, Vic. Well said. And Oluchukwu Samuel said, what would you say about our women in US and those of them in Europe who throw our men out of homes on daily basis? Same is applicable here in Brazil too. So that's why we're having this discussion. Why does it happen? I agree with you. It happens rampantly. Women are doing it, men are doing it. But at the end of the day, it leads to the home being broken. Here in Toronto, I'm not even talking about Canada. Here in Toronto, oh my God, it is increasing every day. Every day. I am shocked. I am shocked. I am disturbed. I am really, really, really heartbroken with what I see. People start with nothing. In fact, a very, very typical case, is where a man comes here and starts hustling. Maybe they came here without paper, got into an arranged marriage, went through all. People don't know. People don't know Igbo story. Or people don't know what some people have to go through just because they need paper. Went through all that. Sometimes the woman that is promised to give them the paper will deliberately not want to give them the paper, extend the time, call them to their house, say, come and wash my pants. If you don't wash my pants, I'll go and report you to immigration. The man did all of those things. You didn't know, you were not there. Paid so much to this woman. And then after all that, he has his paper. They don't settle finish. Work 3, 4, 5 jobs to be able to pay this person that did paper for them. Then they now go back because there's this love of their life that they promise to come back and take, and goes back and brings this person back to the country. Now he's ready to settle, brings this person and begins to show them places, things, get them this, get them, carry them, go, starts life all over again. Only for after a while, tells the girl, you need to start working. We need to start making money because there's no time. I wasted so much time. You wasted so much time. We need to do this. Gets her to do some training, gets into a job. I don't want to be stereotypical and mention one particular job that is always having these problems. But this man gets this job, then he starts working in this field. And very soon, her language begins to change. Very soon, my wife says attitude. Her attitude begins to change. And very soon, this same man who was the ultimate thing, this same man that you said, you are like a god to me because you have changed my life forever. Suddenly, this same man becomes a foolish, stupid, lazy man. Foolish, stupid, lazy man. And the next thing we hear is call police, call this, bang, bang, divorce. The man is kicked out of the house. The house that he actually sometimes bought before you came. Or, well, sometimes two of you bought it together. It happens. But that's one side of the story. Because in some cases, too, the woman leaves to come here and goes even through tougher times than the man went through. For a man who is normally supposed to be physically stronger than the woman, this woman has to do 3 times what the man did. You see my wife, Erica, she came here and she was in Canada and she was the one that applied. She was the one that sponsored me. So she came here, and in Canada while I was in Nigeria, she had to do 2, 3, 4 jobs. Whatever she had to do, she had to do. She was taking bicycle to work. She had to save every single money she had so that we can use it to pay for applying for my sponsorship, and then to she actually bought her own gown. Can you imagine? You ladies that say, "Oh, I can't see the gown. I can't see the gown." She bought her own gown. There are some other stories with the gown. I can't talk here. So when you see that beautiful gown, you don't know what went into that gown. While me, I just finished from the church project. I was in the church. I volunteered in the church. I lived in the church compound. For one day, I'll show you that picture where I was living in the church compound. No light, no water. I chose to do that. So when some of you are telling me about church and sacrifice, I just go and sit down. I was the chief supervising architect for that family worship center you see in Abuja. Multi-million-dollar project, but I chose as my own contribution, as my own sacrifice to building the house of God. I left the place I was living with my friends in the city, and I sold everything I had, and I just came and stayed in that church as the supervising architect. I had access to so much money. I could have taken all that money if I wanted, but I was living there in the church for 4 years. So while I was there and I just finished, when I finished, we got married, I didn't have money. Erica was the one that was working very hard here in Canada. And so, of course, when I met her, I didn't even know that she was Canadian. I didn't know. I knew her way back in school, but I didn't know she was Canadian because we didn't date. She was not my girlfriend. She was my junior, like 3 years my junior. So she came to site she came to Abuja and she was looking for our seniors. Where are all these our seniors? And they told her, go to this church. Chidi is the supervising architect there. She just came there. I didn't even have any. She was like a kid now, as far as I'm concerned. 3 years, my junior. But that's a story for another day. But what am I trying to tell you? Is that after all of that period, she now comes to Nigeria, the sponsorship works out, and then I come over to Canada with her. And then when I now come here and we have a construction company, money starts coming in, and then she gets pregnant and she stays at home with the kids. And she's trying to, then all of a sudden, I now realize that I'm in Canada. I'm now doing wanna gonna woman. I am just Then I start taking pictures, sending back home as Canadian now. Then the next thing, telling Erica, come here, bring me food, bring me that. Do you know why I'm in this house? Next thing you're saying domestic violence, you're hitting her. Don't be fool, you be. Don't be fool. So it's happening with men and women, and it is a cause for concern. That's why I said all this divorce that is happening every day. I don't know whether you people are seeing it like I'm seeing it, but it's a huge cause for concern. Very huge cause for concern. Someone said, my brother, the journey of getting documents abroad is a great sacrifice. It's not money. A lot of people don't know. Some people just say, just send me money. I say, be careful with this person. Just saying, send me money. If you know what they went through, if you know what they went through, Dennis Williams, how are you? Most people are just with someone because of what they will get and not for love. I tell you. But it were better for me that if two of them decide to stay together and get whatever they want from each other, isn't that good? Than you're deceiving yourselves. There's no love. Do you know that in some relationships, there is no reason for two of you to be together? You're not compatible. There's no love between the two of you. You don't agree on anything. When it comes to that, I don't know. The best thing at that time is for people to divorce. Hear me well, oh. When every indices around you seems to prove that there is no reason why two of you can be together, then the best thing is for two of you to separate. But that's why we're doing this kind of program, to go back and see what made you arrive at where you are, and you're not talking about divorce. And we've come to see, like I talked about, it's inexperience. I'm summarizing now, it's inexperience. You didn't understand marriage before you went into it. Money, very big issue. You didn't think about what will happen with money when money changes hands, when it's now the man more than the woman, or when it's more than the woman more than the man. How does it affect you people? When there's plenty of money and when there's no money at all, how does it affect all of you? That counts. Infidelity, small time, if you get patience. Now that you are abroad, all of a sudden, that's your wife that you started with. You look at her and she's like, she no meet up, because you're watching musical videos, seeing all these women in musical videos. All of a sudden, she's no longer appealing with you. You're watching pornography, seeing all the women there. No, she's no longer appealing to you. You want a replica of that thing you're seeing. Why don't you look at your wife and try that thing? You don't understand until you get into trouble. You don't understand that all whole are whole, the same thing. Don't understand that that thing you're looking for in Sokoto is in your Sokoto. All you need to do is, why don't you, that thing you want outside, why don't you see it in your wife or make it happen in your, there is nothing that you cannot make happen in your wife. Two of you just talk things over. You don't know. You don't know I pick bra for my wife. Hey, come and see me where they're selling bra. I close. If you're looking at me that one, after all, I Canada with day, do you know if I'm a woman? Sometimes you see me where I'm picking bra for my wife, and people are like, "Oh my god!" And I, funny thing, I'll do as if I'm testing it. People will just look at me and roll their eyes. But why? Because see, forget pastor thing, forget spiritual man. I spiritual, but I'm spiritual to the point where I know over spiritual. So that my eye know they see things. I see things. I watch. I'm a media person. I see musical videos. I see people. They are dancing. They are doing it in my eye now. What do you want me to do? You want me to pluck out my eyes? So we are seeing things. Where I'm some men. That's your problem. You don't even notice things. I am very careful to notice details. Sometimes I say, I notice that there's something that is raining right now. There's something I'm seeing around women. There's a reason why. Then I talk about it with my wife, and she's surprised. Then we put heads together. It's like, no, no, she'll explain to me. This one cannot happen now because this one cannot happen. Eh? That one you're looking at is oh, my own is you. I say, okay, so that means we need to add the other thing on top to make a Some of you are looking at O, but your woman's own is Q or W. You have to find a way to make the W O. Say, baby, I like that thing. Say, that one you like is a C. My own is M. So now your problem is how do we make the M a C? But it's possible. And the fact sometimes it's not even making it like that thing you want, but it is the journey. It's the journey in trying to make it that just brings two of you together and you laugh your head off trying to do certain things. Because some things I don't even know. Do you know? I never knew that high heel. I didn't know that high heel is a problem for women. That they have to carry that high heel and it's paining. Some men don't know. You just want your wife to wear that high. She's wearing that high, she's following you, but she's dying. She's dying. That high heel is causing a throbbing under her feet, and that throbbing is going into her spine and is sending one pain, one small migraine into her brain. And she's smiling. Honey, are you okay? I'm very okay. She's not okay. She's dying. But just to satisfy you, she's wearing that high heel. If she doesn't wear it, your whole day is spoiled. And it's not because of her, it's because of how you want her to make you look in front of your friends, which is selfishness in its own. It's first of all something that she likes, something that makes her feel comfortable, makes two of you feel comfortable. If every other person is third party, I didn't. When I say, "Oh, you like this hair, you like this hair," and my wife will now sit me down to educate me on what that person has to do to have that kind of hair. You see, I didn't understand initially. Women will go and sit down and do all the braiding. You don't know that to sit down to do that braids the way you want that braid, she has to sit down for hours and it's painful. You didn't know. So that's why you just want her to do the braids, but you don't seem to understand what it takes to do that braids. I didn't even know before. These are things you learned inside marriage because before, when she was your girlfriend, you never went to those places with her. Now it's happening inside your marriage and you're seeing it. So now you're learning and you're adjusting. Now you know that some of those people you see with filter picture, check them, post it on Instagram. I woke up like this. You're happy. You don't know how some of those slave queens, that hair that slave queen is carrying on their head is like carrying a bag of cement. but they are suffering and smiling. You don't know that those fingernails you're seeing, that super glue has already burnt off that person's real finger, and they are suffering and smiling. You don't know that that hair you're seeing, that hair, the hairline has gone to this place. Everything you're seeing in front is fake. But after they do it and do it, it's fine. You say, "Oh my girl, this girl is something else." Better manage the one you have at home and understand her, and find a way to say, just and be outspoken, say what you want, and then let her tell you what is possible and what is not possible. And that happens even in other areas of your life, in lovemaking, in so many things, and we're going to talk about all of that. Let me read one or two things that you posted here, and then we'll round up. Please, I'm serious about this. We're going to be talking about this. It's not about how many people come, but it's about how serious it is. And we're going to post it, and we're going to mix it with some other stories, and even as we get to to Valentine's Day. Dennis Williams says, "Chidi, I'm proud of you. I pray some men learn something from this video because they don't know how to make their wives happy." Oh, thank you so much, Dennis Williams. Thank you. Pre C says, "Some never loved the man, woman before getting married. They were only after the document. Once they get the document, their original character will come out. They will start fighting for divorce." That too, that too. So that's why it's better that two of you come into an agreement. Only two-person watching. Since you interviewed Kachavan, you lost your remaining integrity. Okay, it's up to you, man. But you at least you came to watch. At least you came to watch. That's good. One thing you should understand is I'm not a channel that does gossip, gossip, gossip. Okay, um, and we'll leave it there. But for the rest of us, I really want to thank you. We're going to do more of this because it's something that is a concern to my family, and we will do just that. If it is one person that will help, so be it. And God knows our heart, and God will make sure that the desires of our hearts will be fulfilled. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe. If you've not subscribed, share this video and give us a thumbs up, give us a liking, leave a comment, and we'll always promise to bring you the truth about what we're doing in our family and how we think it can help someone. So, on behalf of Dr. Erica, my name is Dr. Chidi. Thank you. It says many percent. I'll just read this last one. It says, ah, too many. Okay, this one says many percent of divorcee here in Europe are caused by those that did not fight for document because they don't know what it takes to get documents. Okay, I see. Um, everyone. Okay, I see that. Keep educating them, Chidi. You're doing an amazing job. Kudos to you. Thank you, Dennis Williams. Tell woman they are a helper. Okay. Good night. Yeah, good night, everybody. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.